Good morning. Good morning. Sorry a little bit late here, but let's get it going. Good morning. Oh, everything is Superstore. Hey, good morning, WJ. Oh, boy. Almost skipped today. I was like, I'll do a little bit shorter. Totally okay. I just can't skip the whole day. Yeah, I'll just do cardio. Ugh. Been a strange couple weeks. But whatever randomness is going on, I'm trying to stay consistent with this. July Grand Sumo Tournament has started in Nagoya. A lot of people on Twitch streaming it, but I watch Midnight Sumo. Yeah, it's nice that they just live stream it. I normally just watch the replays because they're like 11 hours ahead from Eastern time. So, like, watching them requires me to stay up till like 2 or 3 in the morning. But kind of interesting. Oh, my legs. Hi, buddy. Hey, what's up, Chandru? Good morning. Hey, good morning, Jack. Thank you for all the likes. How's it going? We've plateaued a little bit, but I don't know if I am actually plateauing because every time I think I plateau, I suddenly lose a bunch of weight out of nowhere. So I'm like at 259, and I've been that way for a little bit. I'm like, dang, what is going on? But then out of nowhere, like I just start shedding pounds. Like when I felt that way during when I was 269. I was like, why can I not get past this stupid number? Hey, what's up, Dom? Good morning. How you been? Yes, been a while. Yeah, we're down lower. I'm just talking about when you initially start losing weight, and the closer you get to your goal, like the closer you get down, the way harder it is to lose weight, I feel like. Maybe I'm in my head. Maybe I'm just not being really strict with my diet. But those are all parts of it. Those are reasons why. It just takes so long to healthily lose weight. It's leading to the much slower results, but my goal is no fad diets. I don't want to do anything that I'm going to do temporarily do, because as soon as I stop doing it, all the weight's going to come back. And I know there's like lifestyle changes I could do to help eat less, but I think I need to work on the mental game. I went to CrossFit this morning. Oh, nice, Jason. Good morning, good morning. Trying to turn my Flabs to Slabs. Hell yeah. That's awesome, Jason. How you feeling post-workout? CrossFit's kind of intense, but they have a nice community.
Official said, after the genetic testing it was determined that we can't call him Donkey Kong anymore.
Oh, yeah. Hey, good morning, Bulk. Thought of you because I rode the same bike. Oh, nice.
He has zero
Assault
donkey
fitness.
genes.
Yeah. Yeah, what a bizarre name to name a... I don't know what a Kong is, but something tells me he has zero Kong genes as well. With CrossFit, did you like know some of the people? Or you make some friends? All these hooks and tendrils to keep you going back. And just be generally happier in life, making new friends, doing new things. I did sumo yesterday, and we had 2 new people. Always nice to see new faces. One guy had like super stamina. Like there's an exercise where you just kind of like push somebody out of the ring until you can't no more. And this guy went back for like, normally at like 5 or 6 you're out. You're gassed out. Maybe you could do 1 or 2 more. So like 9 or 10 is pretty good. And this guy was doing like 17, 18 in a row. I'm like our biggest guy. Oh, eating pizza, watching this laying down. Nice. I'm hoping I'm exercising for the both of us. Hopefully watching this, you get some benefit. At least shame. You're eating pizza at 7 in the morning? Just because Pizza Bagel says pizza in the morning was okay, doesn't mean it is. You know what I'm all for, though? Savory breakfast. I feel like Kellogg's has brainwashed my generation into thinking, like, nobody really eats sugary cereals anymore. That's like, I can't believe we thought that was healthy and okay. I used to be a cereal fiend. I would go to town on some Frosted Flakes and, let's see, what was my favorite? I liked Honeycombs a lot. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, pretty good. Cracklin' Oat Bran. I felt like it was such an adult cereal because it had oat in the name. Man, I think that's my favorite, though. On night shift work, I prefer dinner to breakfast. Yeah, I get that. And vice versa. Pancakes for dinner, yeah. Underrated. I mean, sugar overload, probably not the best thing, but I think in America we miss out on savory breakfast a lot because I don't know. I feel like there's a stigma against eating rice. And rice is awesome. I love rice. I love plain white rice and a nice sauced up meat or eggs. Pizza bagels are surprisingly really good. Yeah. It's a dangerous addiction. All the calories with pizza with all the calories of a bagel. What demon invented this? But yes, really good. I wonder if anyone's made like a super fresh pizza bagel. Like on fresh bagels. I think no one wants to taint fresh bagels like that. But I bet that'd be pretty good. I'm sure there's like a New York bodega that does pizza bagels. If not, they're missing out. Oh, my whole body is sore. It's the thing I like and hate about sumo is like the day after. Sometimes I'm just destroyed. So I am going a little slower today. I'm just trying to get through it. Just trying to keep the streak alive. Get a good sweat in before I sit for hours and hours. Wasn't you on the Howard Stern show? I would love if I was on the Howard Stern show, but no. I would gladly work for Howard Stern, though. Stuttering John. Okay, yeah. I don't have glasses. That's actually how I got some in New York. This new vendor guy said he was experimenting at the time. Okay, nice. There you go. I'm experimenting with bringing back stuff from the 90s. So I stepped through my time portal and I'm here. I brought out pizza bagels. Okay. Well, let's try. Oh my God. Why does this work? I love combinations like that. Unexpected combinations that actually work. And it's usually in the sweet and savory zone. That's the area with the most discovery of things that can actually work. You mix a good sweet and savory, and it might sound utterly disgusting. Like, oh my God, what has science done? But often pretty good. I remember I did it one time when it was becoming a trend, a very disgusting trend. But they were doing like Krispy Kreme donuts as the bun. It was like donut burgers. I think they were like, this is too disgusting to keep going. This is way too many calories in one burger. We're going to start killing our customer base if we do this. And we need to kill them slowly for this to work out. Oh, yeah, a wacky cookbook. Yeah, I'm down too. Oh, sorry for the burp. This one's a gross one, but this girl in my high school swore by this. Like, she doubled down. She was like, look, I'll do it right now. It was peanut butter and mayonnaise. I was like, that is the grossest shit I've ever heard in my entire life. And it makes me think twice about you as a person. But she's like, I eat those all the time. And to this day, I've never been brave enough to ruin a peanut butter sandwich. I need like a really micro-sized 1-inch piece of bread that I really just like, just to see if I can keep it down. Let's see, what's another combo that works though? I could never look at somebody the same after that. Yeah, it is so traumatizing that I remember it even all these years later. Let's see, I graduated in 2006. Oh my God, it's almost my 20-year reunion. Still thinking about it 20 years later. Isn't it just bonkers, the things you remember? Like, I can never remember all the good times. But weird stuff like that is just, I'll be on my deathbed thinking about that. Let's see, what's a weird combination I do personally? It's, I guess it's not really weird, but I do the Oma rice, which is like ketchup, rice, and eggs. But it's not that weird if other people do it. But that works really well. Because like the sugar in the ketchup caramelizes. I don't know what it does, but it makes the rice taste amazing. Yeah. The brain works in mysterious ways, Dom. I'm a fan of pineapple pizza, but it's got to be chunks. It cannot be the ring. If you get a pineapple pizza and someone slaps a big ring on there, they hate you. They don't like pineapple pizza and they begrudgingly do it. That is disgusting. You're essentially slapping a wet, dirty diaper on my pizza. It's got to be the chunks. It's got to have a little burn to it. That's how you know they did it right. It should not be soaking wet. But a good Hawaiian pizza, it just works. It's got that salty sweet I desire. I remember being a kid, I easily dunked on
This is why
Hawaiian
Detroit
pizza.
isn't the capital of pizza.
Because me personally liking pineapple
New
pizza.
York pizza all the way.
Hey, I've had both. Yeah, New York pizza is way. They're both really good, though. They are far above the competition. Yeah, there's something about the caramelization of the cheese on the crust of the Detroit pizza, though. Can't get that anywhere else, I feel like. Hey, good morning, Julian. How do I motivate myself to better myself? I feel stuck. Yeah, just start little by little. You know, people are going to dunk on you and make you feel worse. Get in a good routine. I assume you're talking about working out specifically, but like, you know, cut out things you don't like in your life. Find your third place. These are just general motivational, you know. If you hate going everywhere in life, find a place you like to go to. Stop going to other places. Like, you got your two places. You got home and you got work. You got to find your third place. Mashed potatoes and cheese, I could see. Mashed potatoes and mustard. Whoa. Hey, thanks for the follow, Julian. When it comes to working out and getting yourself in a good routine, don't go high intensity. You'll just learn to hate working out. Working out already sucks. You should definitely be working up a sweat. You can't be reading a book or nothing or watching TV. But find a routine that you like to do. For me, I hate running. I hate running on ground. I have, like, not bad knees, but my knees can't take it, especially when I'm big. So for me, the stationary bike was the solution. Everyone was like, don't get a stationary bike. It's lower intensity. Running's way better. A lot of people were like, just go running. It's free. But they were so wrong. The bike was like the exact right thing for me. I live in Michigan. I'm in the Detroit area. And the weather here is wacky. I want to eliminate as many excuses as possible. Hey, Wrestler, thank you for the follow. So an indoor stationary bike is great to stay consistent with cardio. I work out in the mornings because every evening I'm a kind of a social guy. I do a lot of comedy shows, a lot of impromptu stuff. If I say I'm going to work out after work, I always cancel. I always have excuses. Try to eliminate many excuses. So I work out in the morning where no one schedules anything. There's like no cars on the road even. No one wants to get up this early. So perfect time for working out. Perfect time for staying consistent and getting through it. Focus on loving yourself. Yeah, that helps a lot. I got almost to 300 pounds because I was in such a DGAF attitude. I really just started caring about myself and my appearance. And little ways, too. Just how I dressed. I would always wear, like, graphic tees and jeans. That was, like, 99% of my wardrobe. And I didn't even fancy it that much up. I just started wearing, like, button-ups to work. And I started shaving regularly. Hey, no problem, Julian. And at the end of the day, things will get better. But you gotta work at it. It's easy to feel like you're in a deep, dark hole. But, and you might spiral. That's okay. As long as you pick yourself back up eventually, you know. There's only so much. Perspective is another good thing to focus on. You know, think of how much power you actually have. Work especially loves to think that you have no power. But I can leave. That is almighty power. Oh, yeah. I'm married now, Julian, but when I was perpetually single, I'd have relationships that would not even last like a month. And I was like, what is wrong with me? And then you meet someone that is actually like, well, okay, we connect on so many different levels. And then you start looking back on all of my previous relationships and like, I'm like, what was wrong with all these other people? Why did I let this make me feel so upset? Like,
a month. We'll get a fancy guy.
It was a friend of a friend. And a month was being too generous. I knew it wasn't going to work out after the first couple dates. But when you're lonely, you look past a lot of red flags. But yeah, when you haven't had a date for a while and you're trying to get another date, you start really beating yourself up over stupid things. Like not holding the door open for somebody or making an off-color joke. It's like, if a person is up and willing to end the relationship here and there because of something very minuscule, it was never going to go the distance anyway. Hey, thanks for the follow, Josh. Good morning, good morning. All my longest relationships were with friends of friends, which kind of made things awkward. But I was starting like, okay, why do I only date girls that from online? It's like, because I have no confidence in myself. So, you know, you got to really target it. Who would I actually want to date and I'm not just attracted to? Who are people that I genuinely like being around? Like kind of pre-screen based on your friend group. It can be very difficult if you're in a male-dominated hobby, but for me, it was the comedy scene. I do improv. I used to do stand-up. And a lot of activity going on in the comedy scene. And, you know, people come to shows and they're a fan. That really helped the game. And, yeah, just, I don't know. And I met my wife, who was like somebody I'd been friends with for years in the past. And I just worked up the courage to be like, all right, she's single right now. Let me shoot my shot. And it worked out. It has not worked out many times before that, but this time it worked out. I genuinely admire couples that make it to marriage. Yeah, Dom, it's hard out there. It is hard. Same with my wife, though. My wife had a bunch of, you know, toxic relationships that didn't work out in the past. I'm like, it's just the way it goes sometimes.
So at what clown's hole did you meet Ellen?
This is the problem, not knowing exactly, because I don't remember the first time we met because, you know, we were just always at the same place. Like I knew her, I saw her before I even talked to her. So it's either this place called Go Comedy in Ferndale or Planned and Ant in Hamtramck, Michigan. One of those two places. It was probably Go Comedy, but we can't be sure. This is something we struggle to. We're like trying to pinpoint because there is like a very old picture of us before we knew each other. We're both like sitting in the crowd for a show, and she's like up front, and I'm like in the middle. And that was like before we even had like talked. So that was like, okay, it has to be after this. But what was the first time we actually met?
As for me, I guess I picked the single player options when creating my save.
It'll happen, Bulk. You just got to keep putting yourself out there. That's another thing, too, is like, I had a lot of rules. At the time when I was single, I was playing a lot of video games. So I was like, if a girl don't like video games, hit the bricks. You know who doesn't play video games? Ellen. She doesn't play video games whatsoever. it was a artificial restriction that I thought, and I don't even play that many video games anymore. I play some Balatro. I play some Dave the Diver. I play some Elden Ring. But in terms of other things, I focus on those more.
Dano saves me a heartbreak, I guess.
Oh, thank God. Oh, no. But yeah, if I went back in time and told my younger self that my wife was not going to be interested in video games whatsoever, I would be like, I guess I'm in an unhappy marriage. I don't believe you. I think a lot of people have solid rules that don't actually hold up if you meet someone you really like. So that's another thing. Try dating someone that you're like, I don't think this will work whatsoever, but maybe it will. Personalities are so weird. It's actually kind of nice to have separate things. Like, my wife has roller derby, I have sumo. Like, it's good to spend some time apart. You don't want to be like a parasitic relationship where you do everything together. You know, we're capable of making friends of our own, and we're, you know, soulmates for each other. But doesn't mean I gotta spend every waking second. Yeah. And it's hard, even with, you know, me and Ellen work in a lot of ways, but we still have fights and stuff from time to time. It's, you know, tough to keep up. It's also so unalien to be with one other person. Like think of I think the second closest is like having a roommate. Imagine having a roommate where you're like, you're my roommate for life now. You know, you're gonna have some stuff come up that annoys you, or you know, you feel bad about, and you're like, you gotta just bring it up. The sooner the better. You know, I think a lot of, especially in America, we love to grin and bear it.
It's like having a cat that can talk to you.
Yeah, kind of. Or it's like every night is a sleepover. I've heard that before for people like. I think it's helped me to be a better person in life, because I have an anger problem like Adam Sandler in anger management has an anger problem. I grin and bear it. I try to people please, and then I explode. I have some like deep-seated anger, which, like, if you've been watching the stream for a while, you're like, I do not believe you. But I don't know. I've been working on it, but I'm a jaded, angry individual. But I have a funny take on things, so maybe that helps me to get, you know, covered up. People aren't scared of me, but it's like, yeah, for sure, Dom. Whew. No lifting weights today. We're just going to go straight through on cardio. I'm so sore from sumo. It's like short-range tackling. And so people, my like ribs and chest and shoulder are always like in super pain. I got a gnarly bruise. I don't know if you could see that. I don't know if that shows up on camera. I got another one not so gnarly on this arm. I also had a like moment one of my matches, he like pulled my arm and had like an arm lock on me. I heard a nice like, you know, I can't do it with my mouth maybe, but like a pop. But it felt fine. But it was definitely scary. He was like, maybe sit down for a little bit. Make sure you're all right. I'm like, probably a good idea. Probably the best idea. And then it started to hurt a little bit. I was like, okay, I gotta take it easy. Oh. Oh, I should have put it right here. Hindsight is 50-50. I think the next thing I need to work on is career. I've been thinking about a career change. It's hard. I've been programming for like 16 years. I don't know anything different. But it's like, what if I had to do something different? What would I do? I have no idea. Oh yeah, Dom, it's a scary thing. Because like, I think with your shoulder, you can grin through the pain and pop it back in if you know what you're doing. But with like other limbs,
Feeling
like
of programming,
arms and legs,
I got back into R
I don't
for
think you
data
can
analysis.
pop your knee back into its socket without like surgery. I got back into R for data analysis. I don't think I've ever programmed with R, ever. But I know of it. What's it similar to, Bulk? Is it similar to like SQL or more similar to like...
God blitz chat, because I would never figure it out, Mijal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. ChatGPT...
I have no idea.
It has been nice to ask. When Stack Overflow don't know, and you just need... And sometimes it's like way off. But even a way off brainstorming-wise, like I'm just trying to think of the problem from a different angle.
I only coded in BASIC in
ChatGPT is great.
2010 and now in R.
Oh, okay. Basic. Oh, wow. Yeah, everyone's like, does that programming language even exist anymore? And I go, in legacy systems that'll be around till we all die. Yes. Oh, for popping your knee back in, Dom? Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't chance it. Yeah, knee is one of those like crucial joints. You really don't want to get it wrong. And yeah, you especially for a pop, yeah. You never know.
All I can tell, there are packages for doing specific analysis or visualization, and you load them and use them.
Easy peasy. Sounds a little bit like MATLAB, kinda. Has anyone ever made Doom in a graphing library? I'm sure it's been attempted. Just pick a graphing library of choice. Make Doom in like BizX or something. I saw someone was doing like they were animating The Simpsons, but with mathematical curves only. I was like, that's really funny, but man, that had to take forever someone's basically got to tweak the formula. I mean, there's graph editors that spit out a formula by you just tweaking points, and then you gotta like do it like a Bezier curve editor. But still, it's a lot of effort for a little joke. I wonder if they like found like a ray tracing thing. I'm trying to think, because doing that for each frame individually is a lot of effort. But some will spend a lot of effort to do not as much work. So I think if you do some edge detection and then say draw a line there. Now I'm trying to think of how to improve this. I hate that too sometimes when you spend way too much time thinking about something that's like a problem for nobody. But you're like, okay, how would I do that? I guess it's good for expanding your mind. Just to do, there's like a designer thing for designing web elements that don't make no sense. I forget what it's called, but it's essentially like make the worst version of like a date selector or a clock or a phone number entry that's like you have to pick a drop down and it's every phone number combination that possibly existed. Very funny. Especially stop motion animators. Oh, yeah. I love that there's just no fast way to do it, which means you really got to take your time, like, with the script, because I'm going to be animating this for the next couple of months. You can't tweak a line or whatever. You got to be kind of a little extra cautious at the front to be like, am I confident enough in the script to animate it? Which I think that's what sets animation apart from regular TV. You can do it in regular TV, have that level of discretion, but it doesn't happen that often. Most time people will fart out a script and then fart out a show. 3-camera sitcom style. And that's good for producing stuff fast, but it's not really. No one's going to have a revered episode of Mike and Molly that they're telling their kids about. They're like, this is the best episode of television ever. When Ray and Deborah fought. It's like, okay. I have a friend, Danielle, and she does like stop motion claymation. And I'm like, damn, that's impressive. And she's like into horror stuff, so they're always a little creepy too. I also like the mixed media animation. I feel like that's kind of starting to take off. You know, Smiling Friends has been doing that a bunch. And it's stop motion is an interesting thing because you learn it, and you're like, oh, you just move it one frame at a time, and that just gets rid of most people's interest. They're like, wow, that sounds like it takes a long time, and then they go, it does, and then they go, okay, I guess I'll go back to math class now. I don't want to do that. So all the more respect to the people that can, that. Not only do it, you know, you don't just have a guy walking around, but you got background stuff, you know. They just hockey stick it in complexity. I love the little effects for like using like the plastic wrap for water or doing practical stuff for effects and stop motion. really crazy to think about. Like, I've got to even stop motion that for it to look right. We were flipping past it, and my wife's like, "No, I don't really want to watch a kids show," but she's never seen like Wallace and Gromit. I'm like, oh. Just something you need to experience in your life, I feel like. That and the weird like Christmas stop motion things by Rankin Bass. I feel like it's just something so sealed in my mind because I don't see a whole lot of things like that. Or what's the penguin, the doot doot guy? Newt newt. That has some very weird episodes. The terrifying walrus episode. All right. That's a lot of things I like about animation. Let me say something I hate. The Rick and Mortification of animation. I hate that so much new adult animation is just like, looks exactly like Rick and Morty. I'm sick of it. They don't do as creative of things as Rick and Morty, but they got the like very basic character design. And I don't know if there's like some animation program where you just make like a rig and use that over and over, but I feel like that's what they do, and it makes it look very, there's no like squash and stretch. They're very shit out. It feels like I feel the low effort creep into the show. Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Oh, I gotta look that up. Is that a Wallace and Gromit one? I'm trying to remember. It sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Oh, I like Invincible. No, I wouldn't say that's low quality. I mean, I feel like they take the time to focus on the hard stuff to animate. Because one battle, yeah, essentially, yeah. I love Invincible, man. They animated some crazy, crazy stuff. You know, do I want to skim some time on these talking scenes, these talking heads, so I can make the fight scenes look amazing? Yeah, probably. Or the Junji Ito Uzumaki. I loved Uzumaki. And I did feel bad that he complained about, like, the later... Yeah, I mean, they spent a lot of time on the first episode, and then the rest of them were clearly, like, lower. But it was still like, hey, someone animated that. You know, I wish we would have got the same animation quality as all the rest, but to prove that it could be done, because there was that Netflix series of Junji Ito, and like it was really like, I was like, there's something very off about this. But still creepy stories. Like, it was fun to watch. Way of the House Husband, very basic animation. Way of the House Husband is very noticeable. But you know what? Again, such a fun show that wouldn't exist otherwise. You know, you're not going to get a lot of money for Way of the House Husband. Hey, bro, how's it going? What's up, Cool CY? Cool C. It's going well.
Yeah, it's all digital rigs now in 2D animation.
Yeah. Which, you know, hey, great. But I think instead of using digital rigs and 2D animation to be lazy, you could like do even more insane
You can
things.
see them in New King of the Hill too.
Yeah. I'm still excited for a new King of the Hill. You know. At the end of the day, it's the story and the animation, the stories and the weird situations. You know, I could get past it. You knew Beavis and Butthead. It was fine for what it is, for what they're trying to do. Beavis and Butthead didn't need amazing animation. So we'll see. You know, this is why they don't release stuff too early. People judging the show before it's like even out. I'm excited. It looks fun. Looks like they took a lot of
It depends
time
on the
jumps
usage and
chances.
style. Gumball is
Bedridden
all
Bill.
rigs and it looks great because they often do unique frames.
Oh, there you go. I love Ren and Stimpy for pioneering the one gross frame that's just super high detail. That is so fun. And then didn't really get done again until SpongeBob. I'm sure something else in between did it. I think Dexter's Lab and Rocko's Modern Life maybe had the one gross, highly detailed frame. Those are super fun because those are like works of art. Just hideous works of art. If I ever buy a cell animation, it'll be one of those gross freeze frames. Good morning, Xander. How's it going? Yes, biceps to you as well, my friend.
Call me the 90s
morning, proud of
animation
you.
the way
Thank you,
I be
Xander.
looking like a gross out frame.
I wonder how they... I mean, I guess you just do stuff and ask for permission after the fact. Huh. Hey, what's that guy been drawing for like a week straight? It looks like he's spending way too much time on one animation. No, leave him alone. Leave him alone. It'll be funny. Hey, thank you for the follow, Xander. We're talking about old animation and the amount of detail that goes into some of the gross freeze frames. Anyone trying to better themselves, I'm here for it. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Xander, at the beginning of the year, I weighed in at 287. And right now, today, I weigh 259. So, yo, we're there. We're getting down. We're trending down in weight. I'm feeling better in life. Clothes are fitting better. More energy to do things. I'm trying to get outdoors more. And it's all because of this. Getting a little hour work in before work. Really just sticking with it. Not going super high intensity. Just something I can do.
I 2D animated some Garfield emoticons in Blender, and let me tell ya, I would be awful at full-scale animation.
Oh yeah, I can make maybe 5 seconds. And that would take like a week. What are you trying to cut down to? My short-term goal, Dom, is I'm trying to get to 249.
I do everything
by,
in 24 FPS on once
end of
because
September.
I'm insane.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Cut that down to 8 or 10 to make it manageable. But I bet it looks pretty fluid, Bulk. You got any animations you want to share on the Discord, Bulk? I'd be curious. Even if it's just a stupid guy going like, "Bark!" Fun to see the progress of animation come along. And just the things you like that are,
I'll see.
when you're learning, it's fun to just see little guys bopping up and down. Long-term goal, Dom, I really would love to get under 200. And that's just because, I don't know, a nice rounded number. I haven't been under 200 since I was in high school, I guess. That's kind of just like an arbitrary number. I don't know if I'm capable of getting that low. I'm 6'2". I'd be really, really happy being like 220 or 210s. I feel like it's good to have an insane goal, though. Like, under 200 is like such a crazy place to be. But hey, you know, getting down 30 pounds already. Yeah, thanks, Dom. No, yeah, I'm realistic with it, though. Overall, I just want to stay consistent, and I want to stay down and maintain. I don't want to. It's really hard to gain weight if you're working out every day of the week. So, like, you know, but as soon as I stop these morning workouts, then like 10 pounds can hit me like a sack of bricks. But if I'm staying in a routine, it's much harder to gain that much weight that quickly. Even if my diet goes to complete shit, like doing this helps to counteract it. But yeah, the goal is to move forward, not just plateau. So stick with it. I know even when I plateau for a long period of time, it's just a blip on the radar when it comes to my entire life. And, you know, I get a hold of my diet. I'll get ramp stuff up eventually. Yeah, Dom, that's insane. I'm sure you can. Like there was that Mr. Beast friend. Oh, he did it. He just had Mr. Beast pay for all his food and personal training and living in a, you know, weird bunker where there wasn't a lot of temptation. And, you know, anybody could do that, I feel like. If you can't lose weight in that situation and with a big financial incentive, then, yeah, maybe things are really rough in your life. But I'm trying to do it and keep my life, you know. I like my life. I just want to be healthier, so. I don't have unrealistic goals. I try to, if I am too aggressive in a goal, you know, the next goal I set will have hopefully more realistic timing. When I started working out, a pound a week was the average, but then that kind of tapered off a little bit. You know, you don't want to get too in your head over good things like, yeah, I've lost all the easy weight that you shed off when you start a workout. So now I'm working on that harder, more stubborn fat. Doesn't mean I should stop doing this. Yeah. Persistence is key, and finding mental things to be proud of and keep going is the number one thing. All right. We're at an hour here. Time to get ready for work. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for all the new follows. Have a good rest of your day. What made you start to work out? Oh, so many reasons. But I guess the key thing was I couldn't do something physically that I was able to do as a kid. And I was like, okay, wake up call. You know, you always say, like, I'll start working out when I can't do something. And then that happened to me. I was like, I didn't think it would happen now in my 30s. And then I really, like, kicked it into high gear. But a lot of things, you know, post-COVID, I had just put on a bunch of weight. And anyway, not to get into it, but I'll talk more about it tomorrow. I work out 7 a.m. Monday through Friday. So if you're interested in checking it out, Eastern time, see you tomorrow. Have a good rest of your days. Peace. Cool, Dom. Yeah. Hey, thanks for tuning in, man. All right. See you. See you tomorrow. See you, Bulk. See you, Chandru. Have a good one. See you tomorrow.